Well, good evening. You're just a little wet behind the ears, but I think we all are, so that's just fine. We're so glad you're here. I'll tell you what, I saw this program last night. It was fabulous. You're going to say, I'm so happy I got out in the elements tonight and sort of became Methodist because you got sprinkled. So. Well, on behalf of the Northside Baptist family of faith, let me say welcome to the carols of Christmas. And you really are in for a treat tonight, and it's our earnest hope that this is more than just a performance for you, that you'll actually be joining us in worship of the King of Kings and Lord of Lords as we experience this music so well presented tonight. So as one sort of final check, get that phone out and be sure that you put it over to silence, because right in the middle of this thing, that's when somebody's going to call you and ask, if you need your auto insurance, renewed or whatever it is. And you don't want that to happen in the middle of the church. And some of you have interesting ringtones. I was talking to somebody, their ringtone is bad to the bone. And you don't want that going off in the middle of the concert tonight, so please do that. And no flash photography, if you will, or videotaping. So if you're interested in watching the program again, it will be on the church social media sites, and so you'll be able to watch it. If you really enjoyed it, you'll be able to send that to all your friends, and they'll enjoy it too, because it's just that kind of program. So our choir tonight begins with a traditional French carol, Sing We Now of Christmas. It's an up-tempo piece, and it's fitting for our evening as it points to the reason of the season, Christmas. Noel, the King is born, and he's worthy of our grateful praise. Following that, you'll enjoy Bell Choir, a traditional Ukrainian carol composed in 1914 during a time of great violence and political oppression in the Ukraine. The carol was linked to a Ukrainian legend that says that on the night Jesus was born, every bell in the world rang at midnight. In this arrangement tonight, the composer has added some new lyrics which say, "Dark has gone away, the night has turned to day. Peace has come to earth from a little baby's birth." Then, like today, in the midst of great turmoil and upheaval, we still find hope in Jesus Christ. Next up is a traditional English carol, God Rest Ye Merry, Gentlemen, from the early 1800s. It offers encouragement saying that the Savior, Jesus Christ, was born to save us all from Satan's power as we all have gone astray. In Jesus there's hope and comfort and joy. You know, it was this very carol, I don't know if you enjoy the Scrooge story, but it was this very carol that the singers were singing outside of Scrooge's door. And he got so upset, so disturbed by the message of good cheer, that he chased away the singer with a ruler, threatening him bodily harm. I didn't check y'all, but we'll have none of that ruler threatening tonight to our good choir. They didn't laugh at that the first night either, so that was okay. Following that English carol, we're going to hear an American hymn written by Pastor Phillips Brooks, written for the children in his Sunday school. Brooks had visited the Holy Land and traveled on horseback between Jerusalem and Bethlehem on Christmas Eve. He rode past the very fields where the shepherds encountered the angels. He worshiped at the church built over the traditional site of the Nativity. That service on Christmas Eve started at 10 o'clock and ended at 3 in the morning on Christmas Day. I'll just pause to say here that it's about time that the preacher had to sit through a long sermon that like he'd been giving him for a long time. I thought that would have been funnier too. Phillips Brooks wrote these inspired words that came to him at the Nativity that night. They speak of everlasting light that shines in the darkness. That light of the world, born in the little town of Bethlehem. That light continues to shine and give hope and calm fears even today.
Remember Christ our Savior was born upon this day.
Our next piece comes from Scotland. What Child Is This? It was written by Anglican layman William Dix. It asks the important question of who is this child sleeping on Mary's lap? The answer is that this child is Christ the King. This unique arrangement pairs the original tune with a new, fresh melody to breathe new life into this beautiful text. After that, the second carol will be one of the most endearing hymns of the Christmas season, probably one of your favorites, Silent Night. Silent Night was written by Joseph Mohr, an Austrian priest, and set to music by Franz Gruber for performance on Christmas Eve in the year 1818. In the middle of this particular arrangement, you also will hear new lyrics and a new melody that point us to the life of Christ. As with the original carol that precedes it in this evening's performance, this one describes the Holy Infant as the Christ, the Savior, the Son of God, and the Lord. O Holy Night begins our final three selections this evening. The song, surprisingly, was shrouded in a bit of controversy for a while. Placide Cappeau was asked to write a poem for the Christmas Mass at his church in France in the mid-1800s. He enlisted the help of his Jewish friend, Adolphe Adams, to compose the music part. It found quick acceptance by the church in France, for its parallel to the gospel narrative found in Luke's gospel made it very attractive. It was later, however, condemned by the French church when the composer was swayed by socialist propaganda and walked away from his faith to pursue that socialist agenda. The hymn, fortunately, was translated into English and came over to the United States, and it regained its popularity here in America. It just goes to show that God can use anybody. He can use a man who walked away from his faith, and can even use a Jewish musician to proclaim his word. The second to last piece tonight, Go Tell It on the Mountain, comes to us via the oral tradition of African American spirituals. The earliest known publication of the song is attributed to John Wesley Work, Jr. in 1901. It was among a collection of songs sung by the Fisk Jubilee Singers of Nashville, Tennessee. The song references the annunciation of the angels to the shepherds, as found in Luke's Gospel. The Nativity is also referenced in this powerful spiritual, as it describes the humble birth of the Christ and the salvation sent by God. Following that, our last piece is a medley entitled Joyous Carols of Christmas. And it inspires us with a message of joy, as Christmas is about Emmanuel, God with us. A Savior is born, and God and sinners being reconciled. In Luke chapter 2, verse 10, the angel reassures the shepherds, saying this, "Don't be afraid. I bring good news that will bring great joy to all people. The Savior, yes, the Messiah, the Lord, has been born today in Bethlehem, the city of David." It's still great news, isn't it? The Savior and the Messiah, the Lord, has been born. As we close this evening, let us give thanks for this amazing and wonderful gift of salvation made available to us through the gift of Jesus Christ, God's only Son.
everybody.